Welcome back. So this video introduces a tool that calls an Analysis Toolpack, and this tool is located on the Data tab. When you scroll to the far right corner of it, it says Data Analysis Tools. Okay. I assume that you have this data analysis tool loaded and activated on your end. So let's just get started. So the very first step, we would like to click on this button, and this gives out a list of analysis that this tool can do. In today's example, we would like to do a descriptive analysis on price. So we will select descriptive statistics and click on the OK button. Now there are several portions we would like to specify. The first one is the input range. It simply asks where is the data we would like to analyze. In this case, it is the column H that contains the price information, and since the column H contains a header that labels what the column is, we will select labels in first row. And we would like to see the output on the same worksheet. So the first radio button is selected. If you would like to see all the output on a new workbook, then we can select new workbook or a new worksheet within the same workbook. Okay. Let me just specify that I would like to see the output here. Okay, this is the far left corner of the output. Usually for a descriptive statistics, there are only two columns of the output. And I would like to see mean, median, mode, range, those statistics. That's the reason I select summary statistics here. I would like to use the default confidence level for means. I don't have to change anything here. I don't even have to select the button. The default is 95%. The last two options asks whether I would like to see the 10th largest value or the 10th smallest value. I can always change the number to say I would like to see the 5th largest number and the 10th smallest number. They don't have to be the same. And let me click on the OK button to confirm. Wait a second, and this is the results. The results tells us that across all those occurrences, the mean value is $48.72 with a standard error of 0.62 with a median roughly as 46.76 and a mode at 29.98. Okay, those numbers mean that the most occurrences happens at here 29.98 with the average of the total at 48.72. And if I rank all those occurrences, the most median one would be the 46.76. And of course, I can see the shape of the distribution. We can see that this shape has a positive kurtosis and a positive skewness. The range is from the minimum level 8.79, which means one occurrences that only ordered a pizza that is worth $8.79, and the maximum of it would be $134. The last sum does not mean anything in this case. It simply means that across on those days we have a net sales of, say, over $58,000 with 1,197 occurrences. Those data points. So let's do a histogram using the same column information and also using this data analysis toolpack. For this data analysis toolpack to work, if we scroll down, there is an option that says histogram. But for this histogram toolpack to work, we need to specify the bins. Recall the bins means the width of the bar we would like to see. In this case, let me say I would like the first bin to be between a range of $10 and $20. Okay, that's what I want. So I can type less than $10 as the first bin, and if I go up, I can say it's between. Let me specify this. So it's between left parentheses and $10 and let me use a square bracket to express that the upper sides of the range would be $20. And the next one would be starting from $20 to $30. This is what I want. But Excel does not recognize this range. Excel only recognizes the upper sides of the data. Okay. If I translate this language to a language that Excel cannot understand, the bins, let me start with a new column. The bins would be anything that stops at 10, stops at 20, stops at 30. I can do a autofill and stopped at $100. The last bin I would like to see would be anything larger than $100. They can be grouped together. And for this one, I don't have to specify because it has the maximum value specified already. What I would like to do is click on the button again, instead of choose the descriptive statistics, we now can choose histogram. As always, we would like to specify the input range. The input range now is the same. Okay? It is the price column, and the bin range, let me specify the range. The bin range is here. Okay, since both places it has the column names, right? I would like to check the labels button to tell Excel that both for my input range and for my bin range, it has labels. And then I would like to see the results on the same page. Like this on the same page. This will give me a output that looks like a table, and if I choose chart output, it gives me a chart output also. I would also like to see a cumulative percentage and show this percentage on this output too. Let me click OK. Okay. And the second Excel shows me the bin, frequency, and cumulative percentage for this column price. Well, now let's look at the histogram. We can rearrange the histogram by click on each component and configure those components. For this one, let me click on the layouts chart design tab and select a different layout first. I would like to see the style like this. Okay, with if this frequency and cumulative does not appear as a legend, we can add a legend here. But since it is already here, we don't have to add. Another way to add a legend is click on this plus sign to add the element. So legend is already selected. Okay, if it's not, please go and select the legend box. And now it says bins. We really don't want to see the bins, and we don't really want the chart to show only the upper end of the bins. So let's think about a change. In this case, we would like to start with a column that has the proper categorical names. Well, last time we were introduced several commands to join text information together. Today we can use those commands to join several of those portions together. And we don't have to manually type each of the bins again. The first one we would like to join would be a left parenthesis, a $sign, and then a cell reference. Okay, so we can input the left parenthesis, a $sign, and use double quotation marks to mark them. Then click on the cell reference. I forgot to put a and sign and use a cell reference. Then put another and sign. The next portion we would like to join would be again a comma, a blank space, and a $sign. Use double quotation marks again, plus another cell reference, and join them together with a and sign. So select the next cell, and the last portion would be use a and sign again. The last portion of it would be a right. Let me use double quotation sign, bracket, double quotation sign to complete this portion, and use a right parenthesis to complete the whole command. Okay, that's it. So we can do a autofill and let Excel complete everything for us. Now we would like to click on the x-axis labels here. We can do a double click or right click and select something that says select data. This is also available from the top menu that says select data. This will have a pop-out window out And what we would like to change would be the horizontal categorical labels. Okay, now it's by default this column, the bins column. We can change it by we can enter a different column, a different data range, and click on OK to confirm. So now this output has a proper axis label. We can further arrange those by say specify the angle and specify the direction of it. What if we would like to show everything in vertical order? Or maybe the other. Okay. Or maybe let's rotate. Let's do horizontal and choose a specific angle. Let me enter 45. And we can also specify, since this is a histogram and we were set for a histogram to visually different from a bar chart, we would like to reduce the blank spaces between those bars, right? For us to reduce the blank spaces between different bins, what we can do is that we can double click those bars or right click and go to the series options. Go to the last button that says plot series on, okay, and select the last one. We can reduce the gap width to 0, okay, or maybe just have 1% of the gap width. Okay. This completes the look. Wait a minute. So for this to work, we can manually change this or just delete this. Okay, and we can also edit the title, say the distribution of price. Of course, we can always use the default. Let me show how to use the default option. Click on the Insert tab and select the data range. Go to the charts, select the one that looks like a histogram. Choose the histogram, and Excel gives us a automatic histogram. That looks pretty similar to the existing one, but we can do a further modification by going to, let me click on this portion, the label portion. That will show us the axis options. Go to the last option and open the axis options. Now we can either specify the number of bins that we need. 18 seems too much, right? How about we reduce the number to 13 and see whether it looks better. If yes, then that's it. If not, we can further, because those numbers doesn't look good, we can further specify the overflow bin, the maximum, and also the minimum. In this case, what about we do the same thing? The minimum would be 10. Anything below $10, we would like to group them together. Anything above say $100, we would like to group them together. And instead of using 13 beams, how about we only have 10? Okay. And we can further specify the title and add a legend. Maybe add labels if we want. And change the title like, say, change the title to distribution of price again. That completes the